Testing. Here we go.
Yay! Let's applaud this.
Testing.
Much better. Selfie guy saves the day again.
Selfie guy always saves the day. Let me make sure.
Yeah,
Rick, I love you so much.
I'm still drunk from last night, by the way.
I do.
That was an awesome party. Who was there for it? Who was there? Who was here for it?
Felissa wasn't.
Oh my! I was right outside making sure it was all okay.
Yeah, sure. All right, guys. Of course, welcome. I'm so excited. This is the first time I've gotten to do panels with you three. You know?
Finally, the Terrifier A-listers are on stage now.
Yeah,
So that's good.
you two are old hat at this, but you guys, I'm so excited. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to ask you guys. Of course.
Yeah.
Are you already starting?
When I'm with him and both of them, all of them, all sorts of trouble. I'm trying to keep it professional.
I would love to start this off by talking to each one of you about, especially you producers, about how you got involved in the business.
In the business.
The business.
Wow. I started as a kid actor. I wanted to always do filmmaking. I was like 4 years old doing commercials and plays and things like that. Always knew I wanted to be in film. I didn't really know what, I guess. I used to watch along with Dick Van Dyke and dancing. I would memorize things.
107.
Yeah, well, I would watch older stuff like musicals and things, and I sort of Halloween at like age of 4, Leprechaun. So I loved horror, I loved comedy. It's a big love of mine. And then I would steal my mom's video camera, and I would shoot movies with my brothers and my sister and the neighborhood kids.
How many do you have?
I have, there's 6 kids in my family. There's me, 2 sets of twins, boys, and then my sister, so there's 6 total, so I have 5 siblings. So we would just make movies, and I got into it, and through high school, and eventually I went to the other side of things, doing a lot more producing, directing, and stuff like that. But I still love to act. It's the fun part of the business for sure, so.
What made you cross over into the producing and the directing as opposed to the acting?
I liked the control of telling the stories I wanted to tell and see, and then I could also give myself parts. So so yeah, and I started doing that in high school, and I just had a lot of fun storytelling.
Oh,
I love that.
I love that. How did I start? I don't know. Did I have I started? My mom really pushed me. I think my mom wanted to be an actress. So she was like, come on, you can do it. Tap your little heart out, you crazy little bitch. No, it's Sunday, so forgive me. So I was like, okay, I'm dancing as fast as I can. And she would take me into New York City, and my first audition was Sleepaway Camp. And then it all began. So here comes the, no, I'm kidding. So that was the whole, the beginning and end of it. It was like I started at Sleepaway Camp, and I feel so fortunate to be a part of, I bribe these guys. I stalk these guys, bribe these guys. They need a restraining order. They don't even realize it. I pushed my way right up here, and I feel very grateful. I feel grateful to all of you for this community, and I just love making these films. It's incredible.
Yay!
I'd like to say that I am an ex for a living. I play poker for a living, and also I was a DJ for a living. So and then I went to mask making. So my filmmaking things just kind of happened. Obviously, became friends with Damien, gave me a part in Terrifier. So, and I'm very appreciative. But I want to tell you one quick story. Back in the day, I wanted to be the next Tarantino, so I told everybody I'm going to shoot a short film. Sure enough, I went out, I did everything, and I was ready. And I shot a robbery scene. And my father used to, in Troy, New York, 518 area code, he used to own a little corner store, and he gave me permission to shoot the robberies. So we actually had real guns, the whole 9, so they shut the store down. Someone came to buy cigarettes. They looked in, saw guns on the register.
Oh.
So all I can say is, how the news sometimes they're like, coming up, news at 11. So it was 10:45. I think my grandparents were watching Matlock or something, and they're like, news at 11, robbery in Troy. And you see me talking to the police, and my grandmother's like, and my real name's Eric, they're like, is is that Eric? So, you know, randomly they shut the whole entire, all Troy got, like there's a bridge they shut down, and there was 45 cops surround the whole thing, shut the whole down, and then we walked out, my father was with us the whole time, we had 7 of us, and there was just dots, red dots everywhere, so. Unfortunately, my filmmaking days were done after that, but, so that's my excitement, so. But thank you guys still for coming out and everything. I love being part of these guys, they're so amazing, and seeing everybody thriving, and with his new movie coming out and everything, so I'm just very appreciative, and I'm in awe of these guys, so. You didn't know I was gonna be the next Tarantino, did you?
Well, thanks for everybody coming out here. Mine started a little different. I retired. I had gotten sick. I was bedridden for 2 years, and when I finally got out of bed, I said, I gotta do something in my life. I can't just go back to the job I hated. And I wrote a movie about PTSD, and that's where I met Damien. And on the set, me and Damien hit it off. And he was talking about a movie that he wanted to do. And I said, I'll back your movie, you teach me special effects. And that's how that started. And Terrifier, and then Terrifier 2, and Terrifier 3. I'm sure we'll keep going as far as we can. But
Terrifier Infinity.
Yes, Terrifier on the moon.
Yes.
But thank you all for coming out. It's without you guys, we do nothing.
Oh, yes.
So, when I was a kid, I was like obsessed with films, always was, but I used to not like horror. I was petrified of it until I basically saw a film called Army of Darkness. And then I fell in love with horror and became obsessed with it. Then I discovered Evil Dead 2, became beyond obsessed. And my parents actually thought I was going to be a serial killer. So they were, because I would print out pictures and post them all over my wall and be like, Scotty's eyes getting gouged out, all this stuff. It was great. And then,
How you fell out of your chair?
Everyone's still drunk from last night from the VIP.
Oh, he's just admitting he's a serial killer. I'm moving down this way. I thought this guy was the security leading us in. I didn't know you were on the panel. I still know where you live.
So basically, originally I wanted to be an actor, but then also realized very quickly, early on, I'm not a good actor. I grin like a jackass during every take. So I then wanted to change, and I really wanted to like create worlds and do stuff like that. So I started writing, started directing, and just fell in love with all of that. And like, you know, just horror, I found like a home there. You know, when I started going to cons, the original con I went to was my hometown one called Rocket Shock. And I went there every single year, and it was just like you found this beautiful community of people that just loved horror and just wanted to, you know, like just experience it. And you just kind of found a new home. So, you know, because of it, I also wanted to make more stuff, and here I am, stalking Michael Levy every day.
Yay! Jack
Michael Levy. So, how did Terrifier come into your lives?
So we were working on a film called Abnormal Attraction, which was a horror comedy film we did with Malcolm McDowell, Gilbert Gottfried, Leslie Easterbrook, Tyler Mane. It was a fun fantasy fairy tale creature film. And one of our post-production supervisors and sound guys, this guy Jason Milstein, Kate was on the set. He says, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. He's this big-time producer, and he's doing these films, and you got to meet him. So in walks Phil Falcone, and he comes over, and he came to our set. He visited what we were doing. I think he liked kind of our set pieces and what we were building and stuff. So we ended up somehow talking a little bit, and then getting invited to work on his film called Joe's War. And we were there helping him out with a scene that he was doing with Tom Sizemore. And I remember his son actually pitching to me this project that he was working on called Terrifier. He goes, oh, you ever hear Terrifier? I said, no. He goes, yeah, my dad's doing it. He goes, this clown, Art the Clown. He goes, you never heard Art the Clown? I said, no. And he says, yeah, All Hallows Eve. And just glared right over my face. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. He goes, really? He goes, the guy's from Staten Island, and you're from Staten Island? I said, no. So he showed me a picture of Art the Clown. He said, wow. I said, this is freaking cool. That, I know as a horror fan, I'm like, I'm sold. I was like, I'd love to be a part of that if they would, you know, have me be a part of that. And so time went by, and then eventually we got a call from Phil that they were going to bring us on as actors. And I had auditioned because he wanted to show Damien. Damien doesn't just give anybody parts. You have to audition, you have to earn it. So I went in for a cop, well, selfie guy, I guess, maybe. But you've been auditioning your whole life in front of Damien anyway, so.
All it took was 2 fireballs and I was a Terrifier too, baby.
Damn it, that's all I gotta do to get back in 3, 4, whatever. So I auditioned for the cop part, and then eventually I got that, and then eventually Damien's like, I got this cooler part I'd love you to play, Will the Exterminator, but the only thing is that there's one catch, you're not gonna survive to be in any other films, you're gonna die. I said, well, if you don't die in a horror film, you're really a part of a horror franchise, so I'm in. So that's how I got Will the Exterminator, and I said, well, my brother has similar acting abilities to me, you know, can he audition for the role of the cop? So through Phil, and the auditions went to Damien, and then lo and behold, there we were on set shooting Terrifier, and also helping him out with some production stuff. And then from there, we really became a family and hit it off and became friends. And then we were asked to come on board and produce Terrifier 2, which for me, that was a no-brainer because I'm dead. I can't be in the movie, so I needed to hang on somewhere. And then from there, we just became the best of friends and did Terrifier 3, did Stream, and a lot of other projects, music videos. So.
Amazing. Tell us your Terrifier origin story.
Well, I met Mike 10 years ago at a film festival in Arkansas, and then we would see each other around conventions. But the truth was, I was and still am a huge Terrifier fan. So when I saw the first one, I was like, "What the fuck is this? This changes the game completely." And so I deliberately stalked them at a show called New Jersey Horror Con.
And Scaricon too.
And Scaricon. They were always like, why is her table right next to our table? And it's true though, it's not even, he's like getting concerned. And I just love
Starting to question people to hang out with.
when you meet a group of people that you really love, and this goes for anything in life, right? You're just naturally attracted to them and you want to hang out with them. I mean, they have the most fun wherever they go, clearly. And, you know, I kind of like a little bit of fun myself.
Yeah.
So I just started, I was very persistent. And then one day, I'll never forget this, I was driving and Damien called and said, hey, I have this part for you, you know, it's a cameo, I want you to come out to New York. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's great. And I hung up the phone, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a Terrifier! Scene. I was so excited, and then, you know, the rest is history, so, and here comes Stream.
Yay!
I will make this very simple. Terrifier kind of fell in my lap. I got to watch it, loved it, and I used to host a party at Gods and Monsters in Orlando, Florida. It's a little comic book shop, but they also have a bar there. And every night at midnight, we'd always put Terrifier on. And then randomly, there was a con coming up, and I saw that David and Damien were going to be there, so I was so looking forward to meeting them. And that was it. I swear to you, I went up, introduced myself, and like I said, 2 fireballs later, I'm in Terrifier 2. But I actually got to introduce Damien first time to Kane Hodder, and he was so appreciative. Damien was fanboying everybody. It was his first con he ever did, and the rest is history, and that's it. So.
But actually, I will say, Felissa had touched on something. I don't get tight with people unless they're really like family. And our crew, the people that we've brought into our fold, you can tell it's like a family. I don't take that lightly because I'll do anything for anybody when they're in my fold, my circle, whatever it is. And when you're on a set, you either bond or you don't. And you'll see who bonded because everybody's together constantly. We're always with each other.
We always go to the house for barbecues and stuff. It's not just for movies. Like we're constantly always seeing each other or hanging out or going out to eat or drinks or whatever. So yeah.
Could I throw one thing?
Yeah.
I want to throw one thing. I actually got to go to Texas for the second premiere of the movie, and Phil, Damien, there was only a few of us there, and just imagine the feeling knowing that Terrifier 2 didn't come out yet, and no one knew what to expect, and just think like 1 week later, it just shot to the moon, you know. We were just like, oh, you know, everybody's hoping it's doing good, but just spending time with these guys and drinking some, and we got annihilated that night. We were drinking from like, it was all day. It was such a great time, so I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm great.
Let me finish that with, we didn't know how it was gonna take off, and it was too late to cut him out of that fold.
Selfie guy for the people, you know that.
For the people.
So I kind of came into this because of Michael Levy, and I met him and Steve Della Sala on another film through a mutual friend of ours, Justin Ambrosino, and we kind of just clicked and hit it off. And he was promoting, they were still finishing up. He was still finishing up Abnormal Attraction, and I was finishing up another film called The Last Call, which they came in and pretty much saved the film. And when their film came out, I started going to their screenings, and I actually loved their movie, Abnormal Attraction. And then they were coming to my screenings, and we just kind of started connecting and getting closer and closer. And then I didn't even know what Terrifier even was until I started seeing Michael constantly posting his decapitated head all over his Facebook. So I was like, all right, let me check this out. So I got on Netflix, watched it. You know, I was like, oh wow, this is fucking insane. And then they had just started doing some cons, and I came up all the way up to ScareCon.
That's right.
I think I had just missed seeing Damien, because you guys were trying to get me to like meet Damien. 'Cause you're like, oh, you guys are just gonna click. You guys are just giant horror fans and stuff like that. So, and we. So what ended up happening was that I missed them, but then I get a call. Michael's like, hey, we're doing this huge club scene. If you want to come down, we need a couple of extra people. Come on down, you know, put you in it. So I show up, and they're like, oh yeah, go downstairs. We're just gonna do some stuff to you. I go downstairs, and all of a sudden I have a makeup artist putting all this makeup all over my face, and like going, I have a thing about my eyes, and she's like going right into my eyes with the eyeliner and all this stuff, and like, oh yeah, so you're gonna be this chick's called bartender, go up there. And I was like, okay, cool. And then we shot that day, and the second day, I was this Piper wearing another costume.
The funny part about the story though was after we had Marcus like 6 different characters in the bar, and we kept changing his wardrobe and his costume. So then we're talking with Damien one day, and Damien goes, "Yeah, I don't even know if you really made the cut." And then we watched it. Marcus, what do you mean? There I am. There I am. There I am. There I am. And Damien looked at us. Oh shit! It was everywhere, all over the cut.
You really got your money's worth out of that one, huh?
Yeah, so that was funny. Yeah.
No, it was hilarious, and he's just like, great. What the hell put you in all those places? I was like, what?
I gotta add this in too. During like my scene was like the last day of the shoot, and all of a sudden I froze, and I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like, I have to go to the bar. And Marcus was there, and was like, Marcus, give me something. And he, swear to God, he gave me a pint glass of vodka, and I said, fuck it, and I just went boom, and that was it. And if you did do that, I probably, my scene would have been horrible. You know. No, it was Oscar. It was Oscar worthy, Phil. Don't give me that look. I see that look.
It's one of the best performances ever.
Thank you.
Let me tell
Thank
you,
you. I love you, Mark.
the only Oscar-worthy performance is on the cutting room floor.
Phil's been cut out every Terrifier movie.
Always, I know. I know.
The jury's still out on 3. We'll see what happens.
Do we have any audience questions right now? Yeah, in the back.
What was your favorite part of your career?
Favorite part of your career so far?
Coming to meet the fans. Seeing people like you guys that are genuine, just fans of horror, fans of cinema, and getting to connect with you guys and getting to hear your stories about how what we're doing is affecting you guys, and you guys appreciate it. Because we say this over and over, and it might sound like a cliche, but without you guys, we can't do what we do, because then there's no reason to do what we do. So we're just honored and thankful that you guys enjoy it, and that's what keeps us going, and that's what keeps us creating.
I mean, just to sort of elaborate on that, I agree. It's the community. Like, as soon as I started attending conventions and really connecting with everyone, because I'm a huge fan of the genre myself, it was like, oh, I found the family that I, just love and adore, and it's such a happy place for me. So it really is the greatest part of making the films and then coming and chatting about everything. Whether it's some of the movies, it's really close to people's hearts. Like I don't know, even from Sleepaway Camp, like I've had such a deep connection with so many people for various reasons. It's not just because it's a horror movie, but it touches deeply, and that's just a beautiful part of what we are. It transcends all of the films. So, and this is family, and it doesn't get better than this, having love and family in your life.
Mine.
I would like to say one of the greatest moments in my life, in my career to this day, was last night. My father passed away 3 years ago, and Revenge of the Nerds was one of our favorite movies to watch together. And I was on fucking stage doing the Lamar fucking rap with Lamar, and all the Revenge of the Nerds behind me. And I kind of failed at the rap, but I kind of walked off stage and I'm like, oh my God, that was embarrassing. Then I said, my father's watching me, knowing the nerds are behind me, and I made him proud. So that was one of my favorites. And everyone else is just amazing. I love just meeting people, and that for me, I make masks for a living. That's what I do. Every day I wake up and I get to make hockey masks, and I love it. And just to meet everybody and their appreciation, that's what I love. So, and being here with everybody.
First of all,
I love you, by the way. It's so close. It's my favorite in the world.
First of all, Rick, you have nothing to be embarrassed about because that was hard. I mean, and we only had 2 volunteers to do it. They forced him to do it if you weren't here. And he was resisting. He's like, nope. And then he finally did it.
You guys want to do it? Clap your hands, everybody. And everybody clap your hands. Now I can do it. Oh my God.
You did that fine. Anyway, he did great. It was awesome. And it's hard, man. It's real hard. So, yeah.
I wanted Phil to come up, but...
Of this whole room of people, only 2 people volunteered. That's how hard it was. No one had the confidence, and you done did it.
I also did something very bad last night. During the Scream, these guys were judging the Scream Queen. I already got a message about it. So one of the girls who won just screaming, yelling. She was fantastic. And of course me, did a ton of shots. I was like, that sounded like my wife the other night. I was like, oh, why did I say that?
But you said it again, and it's on video again.
Oh no! I take it back, I'm kidding.
And then you're like, great, I'm going to get me too now. That's what he said last night.
Cancelled. Has officially been canceled.
What about you guys? Favorite part of your careers?
Well, again, when I started, it was to have fun doing something I wanted to do when I was much younger. And just what you see here and what's out there, Mike hitting on the head. I don't come to conventions often, and when I come just to meet the fans, and I get to pay something forward because thanks to your generosity, I donate whatever I make on my signatures to New Jersey Veterans Authority. I applaud you all, because without you, I can't do that. I do it in my own little way, but now it's so much more. And the veterans of New Jersey that we've helped along the way have always given shout-outs to the Terrifier fans, and I thank you all for that. But more than just the Terrifier fans, horror fans in particular, when I came to my first con, I said, what a bunch of fucking nuts. I'll still say it, but I say it in a different way. Because you people are amazing. I've never met better people in my life.
You know, for me, it's...
How do you follow up that right now? I have tears right now. Come on, Marcus, you gotta come through.
Oh, great, put it all on me. No, so for me, growing up, I've always had a very small family. And in all honesty, if you keep mentioning family, almost every person here has said family. And that's what this is. This has been a family. And I spent like 15 years in the film industry trying to find the group that I connected with and the people that I, could consider family. And, through these guys and everybody else, even people that aren't here, I found that family. and you know, every day, you know, we talk to each other. You know, it's a loving family. You know what I mean? And it's like one of the best things that's ever happened in my life. You know, meeting, and it's also the horror community, going to cons, being at cons. It's meeting people. I have lifelong friends from like cons from like way back in the day. And that's something I never found growing up, and to find that and to see it growing and see having people saying, oh, this is my first con, and like I'm just meeting so many great people that I connect with, it's just the most beautiful thing. And I love seeing that, and I love being a part of it on all the sides. So, yeah.
I gotta say something. I never knew he talked this fucking much. We gotta rethink him. I think we should all pick up our chairs, move a little bit to the left, and stand there. What the fuck is going on?
Remember that serial comment?
I have to throw this into it. This is great. I just gotta throw this in. When Marcus was talking a little while ago, like I'm just focused on him, and fucking Freddy Krueger walked in. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I started running last night. He's just staring at us. I'm like,
Yeah, any other audience questions? Pretty scary. Oh, by the way, I have to give a shout out to Michelle Santiago because I begged her to come do this panel, but she wouldn't. So no, she was just shy and probably still drunk. But I asked her last night, and I'm like, come on. I said, come on, why aren't you doing the panel? She goes, oh, I don't like panels. I'm scared. I think she's scared. She won't have anything to say. But you know, we all have something to say. So Michelle's amazing, and we wish you were here. So shout out, Michelle. Hi.
Hey.
Love you. Any questions over here? Any questions over here? Yes.
Aside from your own body's work, what would you say is either the biggest trope or the biggest movie or experience that you would draw like your most horror from? Like, what gets you?
I'll go one because the only one that ever bothered me, which probably most of you have not seen, is whatever happened to Baby Jane. Betty Davis scared the living shit out of me. And I can't, to this day, as beautiful a woman as she was, I can't look at her.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I loved Halloween and loved Leprechaun, but a movie that scared me, it doesn't scare me much anymore. We did a documentary for it, the Stephen King's It, the original, with Tim Curry. That performance was great. I was so scared to take a shower, and it really was. I was so scared. I saw it at the right age, at the right time, and I love that film, and I love Tim's performance, and but that was something that I constantly would always go back to, just making someone try to feel the way that I did at that time.
I didn't know you did that doc. That was an amazing doc.
Thank you.
I loved it so much.
Yeah, we did. We were part of the Pennywise story of the doc and the Robert Englund Hollywood Dreams and Nightmare doc as well. So.
I saw the doc streaming on Tubi and I watched it, and then I went out and I knew I had to have a physical copy of it, so I went out and I bought it immediately.
Yeah, the guys we did that are from the UK, and this other guy, a buddy of mine, John, from up north in New England. They're great people that we collaborated with on that.
It's a quality doc, so guys, you gotta check it out. If you're an It fan, you gotta check this doc out. It's so amazing. What's the question? Which character would you say is your favorite of what you've done? Oh, favorite characters from any film that are your favorites.
Kathy Bates in Misery is my
Kathy Bates in Misery is just, to me, all the time. She's my favorite. I'm obsessed with her. She should get a restraining order too. Yeah, I think that her characterization there was just stellar, and Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close. Not true horror, but real horror. And if you watch those performances, the nuances, and it's just, it gives me the shivers when I think about it. I just watched Fatal Attraction the other night. Watch it. I think that's just a phenomenal film. So.
I'd have to say, like, Anthony Perkins' Psycho, the nuances in that performance, you could write a master class on. I think he's incredible in that film. Still holds up to this day. It's just a masterpiece of work. And Norman Bates is just still one of the most terrifying actors ever.
I have to say one. Marcus is going to love me for this. There's one thing that scares me. And I live in St. Augustine, Florida. I live at the beach, and I fucking hate going in the ocean. Fucking Jaws. Jaws is the greatest fucking horror movie of all time. I'm afraid to go in the ocean. I put my feet in. I'm like, fucking Jaws is gonna attack me. He still to this day scares the shit out of me. It's so cool. Next weekend I'm gonna be at SharkCon in Tampa. Richard Dreyfuss is there, and it's still to this day. I love it. Just and how long was Jaws in the movie for?
Oh, barely.
And everyone's shaking their head. They understand. I live at the beach too, and I'm like, I ain't going out there. So.
Also, Quint, like Robert Shaw's performance as Quint is one of the most underrated.
Come on, give it, come on, Quint.
Jaws and the Jaws movie.
Yeah.
And I'd be honest, I never considered that a horror movie. I always considered it just a thriller. But when I was on my honeymoon, I was swimming out in Hawaii. I was swimming nice. When I picked my head up, everybody on the beach was about that big. And all I could hear was the theme to Jaws. I swam back until I had sand in my hands. I was like, shit in my pants.
Vincent LaGuardia Gambini is a character I really like. Joe Pesci, and it's not a horror film at all. My cousin. No, three that come to mind is Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger, obviously. Mark Davis, like
He's back.
Yeah. And Tim Curry, Pennywise. You know, those three I think were incredible. Yeah.
Tim Curry is a master. Like anything he's ever done, no matter what it was, voiceover, live action.
Rocky Horror.
Rocky
One of the
Horror.
greats.
And you know,
Reading my audiobook.
Oh my God! And even I'll give Al Lewis from the Munsters.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so before we let you go, we gotta talk about Scream. I gotta get this in, okay? Who here saw the trailer last night? Yeah? Who here loved the trailer last night? It was so amazing. Okay, tell us, guys, a little bit about this movie, the whole thing, when it's coming out, and what inspired it, or whatever you want to share.
Sure, yeah.
Share.
So we worked on Scream is a new horror film. For anybody who doesn't know, that we did it with the Terrifier crew. All of us came to work on this project right after we did Terrifier 2, before we started working on Terrifier 3. It's coming out in theaters August 21st, and the trailer we debuted here last night, the theatrical trailer, a special sneak peek exclusive viewing of it here at Days of the Dead. It has a great cast of both horror icons and non-horror icons. It stars Jeffrey Combs, Danielle Harris, Dee Wallace, Tony Todd, Felissa Rose, Dave Sheridan, Tim Reed, Mark Holden. The list goes, Danny Roebuck, Damien Maffei, right, Terry Kaiser. She knows the cast better than I do at this point.
Can I just say you had me at Tim Reed?
Yeah, Tim Reed.
Speaking of it.
So that's how I got to know Tim, was through doing the doc.
Oh my God.
And Tim doesn't do horror. He hasn't done a horror film since It. And we kind of hit it off, and I said, I'd love you to take a look at this script, and I have a role for you that I really would be honored for you to play. He says, let me read the script, and he read it, got back to me, he says, he goes, I don't do horror, you know this, and he warned me before, he goes, don't take offense if I don't do it. And he said, yeah, I want to do this. So I couldn't put it down, there's something there. It's more than just a horror film. It's got character development, it's got story, but it's got the kills as well. And he goes, yeah, I'm in. So that was super cool. The film also has some people we haven't talked about yet, but you'll learn more about that soon. And we have 4 serial killers. Actually, this is one of the masks right here. That's from the film. And it's fun. Damien Leone and Phil Falcone does all the effects. And we had a lot of fun with it. So it's coming out August 21st. And please, the pre-sales go on sale Wednesday, July 10th. Please get your pre-sale tickets, because again, we have no studio backing at all. We have no marketing budget or any of that. It's really fan-driven, and because of you guys is how we were able to do what we did with Terrifier 2, and that's creating new and fun independent horror stuff, and we want to continue to do that, so we need your help. So please tell your friends, tell everybody.
Share those links.
Share
those links, guys.
Get the
Share those
pre-sale
links.
tickets.
Yes.
It means so much. We have no idea. No idea.
And I just wanted to say, having Mike as our director, remember I said it on set, it was so freaking amazing. You are a phenomenal director. It was so fun, so exciting. You are such a hands-on. That sounded weird. I mean,
Someone else got hashtag.
it was right. Like, I love directors who who are really into the characterization and like talking to you about motivation and everything. And Mike was like so, navigating the world for all of us. It was so brilliant and awesome being there. But thank you for having me.
I'm waiting for Phil to jump in this. Come on.
Phil,
I see
Phil,
that look
Phil.
on. Phil wants to say something.
I'd say,
I know it's
as
coming.
I've said before, Mike is family. It's not even close. You know the guy's got talent. If I stood up here and said, he's not that good, it would all be a joke because just from seeing him up here, the kid's got a lot of talent. And I say kid because he's younger than I am. And by the way, I could rip him apart because he used to call me Mr. Falcone. Now lately it's been like, you're an asshole. Shit's changed. But I would like
Just
to
like
say,
a family.
Yes, just like my own kids. But I would like to say, Terrifier started off in 400 theaters. And if it wasn't for the fans, it would have ended there. So get out into the theaters, get your friends, go see it twice. Stream needs to be seen in the theaters. It needs to be getting the recognition that Terrifier did, and you need to do that because that's the only way they'll extend it. They don't extend indie films, they extend studio films. So get out there, see it, and they'll extend it.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Do you have anything to contribute to Stream?
I mean, Stream is one of the. Well, they all said it all perfectly, but
So you gotta fuck it
Don't
up.
want to leave you out.
no. Look, Stream is easily one of the best filmmaking experiences I think of my career. Just being on that set, it was literally. It was like every day. We were in the middle of COVID. It was. We woke up and we were making a horror film, and it was horror fans making a horror film with horror icons that we all dreamed of just even being around. And they're in here with an amazing script, an amazing director, an amazing team, and just basically pouring all their hearts into making this thing for the fans. So the best thing that can be done is just pre-order. Let's tell Hollywood and all these people that just keep on making requels and prequels and the same thing over and over again, that we're tired of that, and that you want to see more independent films out there, because they will see it, they will listen, and they will get that note. And pre-sales, that's what it's all about.
And I'll tell you this too, is if any Jeffrey Combs fans out there, it's one of his best performances. Jeffrey Combs fucking delivers. Unbelievable.
Hands down.
He's brilliant in the film. And Danielle Harris, everybody really brought it on. And that's something I'm super proud of. You guys, they're not cameos, everyone is in the film, you know what I mean?
So they don't pop in for 10 seconds.
No, I hate that. Everybody's in the film, and everybody. Look, everybody these weren't roles that were just made up because oh hey, let's get this one and that one. They were roles that were written, and they were very specific, and the people that fit the roles, they are in the roles for a reason. They did fantastic with it, and it's great, and it was an honor to do it. It was great to work with family on it and do it, and we want to keep this train rolling. Right after that, we went into Terrifier 3. Everybody better see that in theaters as well, October 11th. Damien's working extremely hard on it right now, getting it ready to be delivered for everyone to see it there. So we have that coming out, and we're just trying to keep delivering fun and exciting horror films for you guys. And if you guys keep showing up, we'll keep putting out. So thank you.
Yeah.
Stream 2.
3, 4, 5. All right, I gotta let these guys go, but before we do that, Rick,
Yes.
can we get a selfie?
Sure.
All
Let's
right,
do a selfie.
so everyone, if you want to be in an audience selfie, come towards the center, come towards the stage, and we're going to take a selfie.
Thank you guys for coming out too.
Thank you
For real.
being
Thank you.
here.
Thank you.
So stand up, huddle in, get in here if you want to be in a selfie.
Come around.
I'm gonna move you. Let's thank Summer for having
Yes,
us.
thank you so
Yay,
much.
Summer! Okay. Ready, everyone?
Oh, I see Freddie with glasses on. Wow. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Yes, got it.
Yeah!
That was work.
Don't go anywhere, we're getting another Yeah, so if you want to come up on stage.